tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey, hey. What is this, like the hip-hop remix? This is a twerk remix or something? Hey.
No, this is just
hey,
a hey,
what?
Goodbye.
Bye, Felicia.
Goodbye.
What up, AfterBuzz? It's your boy DJ Jesse Janedy here in studio for MTV's The Challenge Battle of the Exes II. I'm joined in studio by my favorite lovely ladies. We got Miss Nicolette she playing tonight though, y'all. Gaona.
What a do, you know, my weave itching and shit. She's gonna be so mad tomorrow that she said that. No, I'm not, because it be itching all the damn time. Like,
she got tapes in her hair. Miss Roxy Striar.
Hello. Oh, I'm happy to be here. This is so exciting. It's the finale.
Let me just say, I'm so
my hair itches because my weave. In that order, honey.
Is MTV going broke or something?
I mean, probably.
Because I'm wondering, y'all didn't want to have a real world reunion.
Right. And
y'all
they didn't
want
us to have one either.
Y'all want to throw the shit they should have showed, the final episode, and the reunion on the same fucking day?
Like what?
I was like, what?
I don't feel like they are, though, because they have more shows right now than ever.
No, but they're putting all of their money, I feel, into production shows. So it's like Eye Candy, Teen Wolf. It's like that stuff costs money. So it's like flying you guys out to Panama to. Right,
and my thing is when you're throwing it all in our faces, we're all like, I'm not trying to watch all three in a row. Sorry. I kind of am. Next.
No, it is a lot though, like, because not like that, but now it's like, well, what am I gonna do next week?
No, I agree. That's why it's not even that. I'm just like, I don't have time to watch 3 hours worth of the same show.
I mean, shit they should have showed. I don't ever watch it.
Obviously, that's why
like
I was annoyed. They shouldn't have shown. So why are you showing it? That's why I was annoyed the fact that the challenge and the real world were on the same time this year, that they were on the same exact season. It's just like, all right, usually I'm done with the challenge and I'm excited for the real world, then I get a break from the real world, I get the challenge. Right now it was like I was watching both of them, obviously
shoving your face down reality
TV. Yeah, but I thought that it was a pretty good season though. I mean, duh, it was dope.
Was it?
Was it dope? It was so cool. It was really a good fucking challenge.
I liked the final challenge. I thought the final challenge was really cool.
It was nasty. It was freaking gross. It was like hard. It was going up a damn canyon. Like,
this is not a canyon. That was a mountain, honey.
A mountain canyon,
honey,
volcano.
You know the difference between a mountain and a canyon?
Onion. Was that honey and onion mixed together?
She's thinking of Runyon Canyon.
Oh, Runyon.
Just stop talking.
Honey, let me tell you, Runyon Canyon, that's steep.
Did you drink some fish juice tonight?
Sure the fuck didn't.
Right.
By the way, Runyon Canyon down this throat. Not steep. Not steep at all.
No, there's one part that's
steep as a little with the rocks going up, but honestly, this looked like I would have.
No, this was scary. Like MTV, like
Mount Everest.
I've read the contract before, and like I'm like, MTV, y'all are fucking playing now.
Yeah,
like, you are trying to kill somebody by climbing up that fucking mountain.
100%. They have no harness on or anything. And Sarah isn't an athlete, and so you've got this girl doing what would be impossible even for an athlete. Leroy's like, she kicked my ass. I'm like, Leroy, you're in the best shape of anybody I know. So how the fuck are you gonna get up the mountain if you're not up?
I'm just like, no shade on Jordan, but like, he has one hand, and you're having him climb fucking Billy Goat Gruff fucking damn mountain here.
Yeah. Honey,
like,
I don't even think a Billy Goat.
No, goats live in mountains like that.
In that steep of mountain. Trolls do not let them. They sleep sideways. What? Like,
Nicolette, just stop. There really are goats that live in mountains like that.
They just be. Haven't you ever seen Heidi?
They
sleep on the side of a mountain like what? The heck? No.
All right, let's start the challenge.
You watched Leroy sleep standing up today. Yeah, a goat can do it too. Shoot, I would have slept right in that little nook right there.
You have to sleep on top of the person though. But let's get into it. So the first thing, they jump out the helicopters. We got Jordan and Sarah, which, by the way, did not know Sarah used to be 200 pounds.
Straight
Who would've
up.
thought?
Go for it. Good for her.
Yeah, I mean, she looks amazing. People are calling her whatever those names are. I think
Naya called her a bag of mashed potatoes.
girl looks dank. I don't care that she's not a twig. I think she's hot. I think she's got her own thing going on with her sleeves. She's a great looking girl. I think she's awesome.
Sarah's beautiful, you know, but it's just like there's just those type of people that just
Haters.
are just overly excited about shit, and it's like, okay, girl, we get it. Like she's probably jumping out the helicopter like, wee, this is so much fun into the water. Like
when she was running through the fucking woods and there were cows in the trail, she was like, this is beautiful. Like, this is not beautiful. It smells like fucking horse feces. I'm fucking tired. I'm hungry.
It smells
I haven't
like cow
slept in a day.
shit.
You know, I'm nervous to talk about her because I feel like I'm gonna get so much shade for the fact that
It is what it is. She won $250,000. What's up?
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me.
Right. Taurus.
That's fine.
Because the fact that I am not necessarily Team Sarah over Team Bananas, I completely see both sides of the argument. But the truth is, I'm really, really happy for her at the end of the day for what happened. I think that what she did was a little bit shady, knowing what I know about the show and how things work. I think that it wasn't completely legit, but at the same time, she won, and this is her last final. All right, you're gonna do that the whole fucking time I talk? You're gonna go like this the whole time
I feel like it's no shade, no tea. Like, Johnny, you know what it was. We all done seen it. Did we not get the retweet of the contradicting Johnny over here? Okay, we all seen it. We all heard it. Like, it's
What are you
the
talking about?
game. It's
Meaning,
the game.
like Johnny in the past has done this before.
Yeah, they're talking about
Like,
him
I'm
doing
sorry,
it with
your
Paula.
butt hurt because you finally got screwed over after how many seasons?
I'm not saying when he did it, it was right then either. I'm just saying that I don't necessarily.
I don't think it's wrong.
Like when we hear
it is what
Leroy,
it is. Get over it.
we hear Leroy talk tonight, and he's like, you know what? I don't think you have to lie. I don't think you have to lie. And I'm that kind of person. I've never been on a challenge, so who knows what would happen. But I'm not a liar. I don't feel comfortable with it in any circumstance. So I don't think I'd be able to play the game like that.
Now, I agree with that. I agree with Leroy. Now, if Leroy was upset with Sarah because of something Sarah had done, because he is that kind of player, I can understand that.
You just think people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Exactly. I'm just like, Johnny, like, you're not a truthful, like, you are a shady player. Like, to me, Bananas, CT, and Wes play the game the exact same way, which it's no shade. Y'all play the game. That's what you've been doing.
And
You're
she
vets
done just
for that
played it
reason.
over you.
And
Like-
she's sitting here, she's saying, I have had this game fuck me over how many times? Like, finally, now I'm in a place, I have a strategic partner, which MTV did that on purpose.
Right.
I think MTV gave her that partner because they said they want to give her somebody who they knew would not quit.
Right.
Because every partner has done something to fuck her up.
Right.
No, it's really true.
I mean, I feel like opposite of that. I feel like they were meant to be partners together. I mean, they did hook up, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it was meant to happen. It was finally her time to shine.
Yeah.
And she fucking did that shit.
At the same time, like I have
Shitting
to sit here and say, who are we to say whether they were or were not actually friends? She's saying no. He's saying yes. We know for a fact they hung out outside. She's calling that challenge friends. If they're doing things such as rock climbing, that could be considered a challenge related thing. All I'm saying is if I ended up going in, because we're legit friends, if we went to the challenge and any of you guys thought that I did that, I would be like, fuck that. You know, I would be livid. So if you actually believe somebody's your friend and they do that, it's literally like them saying, not only is money more important to me than you are, but I want to take away your shot at getting money, which is, in my opinion, messed up. But who knows how good of friends they actually are.
But that's what I look
Sarah
at.
said it on the reunion. She said, you know, we're challenge friends. We ain't hanging out like at the crib outside the challenge like, yo, what's up, Johnny? What you doing? You want to go buy some drinks? Like, no, they ain't doing that. They're okay, you know, we're going into the challenge, so you're going to be a part of my string of people. Well, my string just cut you loose, boo. Like,
yeah,
it is what it is.
That's what she claims. What he claims is that they were friends, that they did grab drinks together and whatnot. But maybe for her, that was strategic and that was being a challenge friend. So it's hard for me as an outsider to say what that actually meant. All I can say is I'm not a liar and I would never throw a friend in. That's who I am.
Now, see, for me, like, hearing people's friendships outside of this, like, if Mark and Bananas went into this and Mark did that to Bananas, then I could, you know what I mean? Because
we know they're friends.
They're friends. With Sarah, it's like, do I think that they are have had cool experience outside of the challenge? Yeah. But do I really see Bananas and do I really see Sarah like calling each other up like, hey girl, what are you doing this weekend? Let's go to the Poconos. No, I feel like maybe they might have hung out a couple times here and there.
If they were in the same city. You know what I'm saying?
Well, but you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. It's just what's really irritating me is Banana's attitude towards this whole thing. And it's like, because Nani's attitude is totally different. Yeah, Nani's upset, but she's in her own world.
If anything, I feel like Johnny should be like, you know what, Sarah, you did play it good. I got fucked over. Fuck.
Here's a couple things that he said that I understand. Number one, he was like, if she looked at me and said, you know what, I did this and it was wrong, but in the moment I really wanted to do it, then I would be like, all right, that happens. And the other thing is, if she didn't really say anything, but he just feels like she's over justifying, which I kind of get, but at the same time, I know why she's doing that, because
she's like, I didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, exactly. I won the fucking game.
That's what happens. She's getting attacked from all ends. He's getting attacked right now, and she's getting attacked right now. It's like a lose-lose, except for the fact that she's $125,000 richer, so it's more of a win for her.
You know what I'm saying?
But I am happy for her, because we've been rooting for her for so many seasons. Yeah. And finally, she did the damn thing. So.
That's why it's hard for me to like even look at Johnny's side, because it's just like, dude, shut up. Like I can't even take it seriously. Totally. Like the girl won. She played the game. She didn't really fuck you over, like create this giant strategic plan that was gonna like. It was an opportunity.
She would have fucked herself over if she kept him in the game.
Yeah.
Blank. Let me ask you then, if she had kept him, what place do you think she would have come in? Do you think that Johnny and Nani would have come in first? Or do you think that Bananas, or do you think that Jordan?
I wouldn't even know what to place, honestly.
I wouldn't. I mean,
I would like to believe that Sarah and Jordan would have still won,
just because of Nani.
Yeah, but I don't know how Nani won last year. She got money last year, so I don't know how Nani would have done with this specific challenge. Johnny, I think, obviously would have fucking killed it, but
yeah. I agree with that.
So they jump out of the helicopters, and Jordan, Sarah first, Jay and Jenna go second, Leroy and Teresa third. Poor Leroy, super slow. But I gotta say, we all agree with this. Leroy, by far, MVP of the fucking season.
Definitely. The entire season. I think
I have never been more proud of Leroy, like, in every level, like.
That's why I'm so damn annoyed with Teresa when she's like, you need to play the game.
Yeah,
I think he did play the game. I think not only did he play the game, but he dominated the game. She goes, all you did was keep winning.
Oh, I'm sorry. All I did was make you come back.
First of all, make you come back, and second of all...
and make you relevant.
Second of all, every time he needed to win, he won.
And he put money in your pocket.
Literally, you were already gone. And people ask me, why is it fair that Bananas got to come back, but not as fair that Teresa got to come back? And I'm not saying it's not fair, but she only had to beat...
who had to what?
That Bananas and Nani get to come back, but Teresa get to come back isn't fair, is what people were saying. Why? And I'm saying, because that was part of the game. Bananas and Nani had to beat 4 teams to come back. Teresa didn't have to do that. So she literally just got a free pass. If I was her, I'd be sitting there kissing Leroy's ass. Like, this is awesome. But instead, she's kind of being a bitch to him. And then when he's sitting there and he's doing all of these amazing things, she's dissing him for not playing the game well. What? He killed it.
I think that, honestly, though, they were overtired and, like, a lot in that moment. And because it just didn't make sense what she was saying. Because the whole time sitting there like, girl, you went home.
You went home.
You went home with the one that everyone thought was like playing the game and strategy and all this. And Leroy was sitting there watching your teammate play the game and was like, well, let me be friends with him. Let me be friends with Johnny. Actually, Leroy played the game better than anybody. He played on all sides.
Yeah, I thought he did a great job.
And on top of playing the game, on a strategy level, he fucking crushed everybody.
Oh my God, when they did the clips of the competitions, it was game over.
Bye.
And also, I just think that, not trying to be a bitch, but in the past, he hasn't played the game well.
No.
This season, he actually did. So now's going to be the time, Teresa. You're going to open your mouth about it?
Right.
What?
So they get in the kayaks. Teresa's yelling at Leroy for not paddling right. First, Jordan and Sarah make it to the first challenge, and we get the mind games. And they have to unscramble this puzzle. And the saying was, you will respect the trolls. They did it pretty quickly.
I think that's so funny now, because trolls are like people that troll on the internet and stuff, and they're all getting damn millions of trolls. Can't respect the trolls.
Fuck the trolls.
Fuck the trolls.
So they get it. Right? Jay and Jenna are running. They finally passed Leroy and Teresa, but then somehow they get behind Leroy and Teresa.
Yeah, it was really confusing, and then they didn't solve the puzzle, and the 30 minutes passed.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Got one of the words.
That's where we got the running through the woods with the cows with Jordan and Sarah. This is so beautiful.
Move it or lose it, goats.
It was really interesting to see how quickly Teresa put the puzzle together just off the words respect and troll.
I have such a hard time knowing that, though, Jesse. You saying it was quick? How we know how?
Well, we don't know, but it
was less than 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's true. And they figured out 2 of the words, and she just kind of put the whole puzzle together. It's like, all right, girl, you better go on Wheel of Fortune.
Right, but you were talking about the editing a lot, and I kept thinking, like, yeah, I feel really...
like a 15-minute edit? Like, she probably did it in, like, 15 minutes.
You think so?
Yeah.
I felt like I had no sense of time.
At least 15
no sense
minutes.
of time.
The only thing that helped me was it started getting dark, but that was my only thing. I couldn't tell what the hell
this was actually one of the shorter challenges because they really did a lot in that first day.
Yeah.
Right.
And not that much in the second day was all about climbing. Damn, that was a fucking big ass mountain.
I think I would have seen that and quit. I hope I wouldn't have, but
I would have quit and don't flip your lid. I feel you, Jay.
No, you wouldn't have, Jesse. No, you wouldn't have.
I mean, I wouldn't have quit, but I would. I mean, when I tell you,
you'd have been puking a whole lot.
MTV would have had to blur the whole scene out for me because I just would have been ignorant, like. I'm just everywhere. That was the most rancid.
I would have dry heaved before I even drank.
I'm just like, when do fish like come that much? Like, what was that?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Oh my god, that's fish
egg. I mean, it's fish sperm.
So this
like,
is the dumbest thing I've ever said. What? No, this is so dumb. No, because they're eggs, not sperm. But whatever.
Was it fertilized?
No, this is what I'm thinking.
Because what was the difference between that and the
caviar? It's fish
eggs? The caviar was a paste. It was in a tube. This is what I'm thinking, though. I eat fish eggs all day long, all of the time.
What?
Fish eggs?
Like you just eat it like,
no,
hey.
on my sushi and
it's
all
roe.
of it. Yeah, it's called roe. Fish eggs are like a thing.
Okay,
so.
yeah, no. I can do it sprinkled on sushi, but like chugging like a fucking...
It must have been...
like it's chia seed drink or whatever.
Wait, so it pops out the fish? Like the fish just like pop, eggs
Remember
out?
Finding Nemo?
That's usually how eggs are, Nicolette.
Right.
Shade from the booth.
Hell to the no.
Like Finding Nemo.
That's disgusting.
Those like even sometimes I'll get just the sushi. It's called ikora or whatever, and it's just the fish eggs, and I eat like hundreds of fish eggs. I love that.
Oh, no,
so this must have been different.
Here,
this must have been something different. It must have been like really warm outside and disgusting because they're all puking.
They all say that those cups are sitting there for hours, right. And so by the time they get there, it's either hot. Room temperature, but it might have actually been okay because it was cold where they were.
Cold at night though, it could have been wicked hot in the day.
I just don't understand what that liquid was because it was so much. Honestly, like it was the cup was this big. The liquid was up to the tip of this cup.
Yeah, it looked like swamp water in there. Here's the deal, though, Jesse. I think what there was 5 cups or something. You have to think about this like every cup. If you're Jay and Jenna, you're thinking the most you can get now is the $15,000 each. You have to think of it like every single cup is $3,000. And if you're going to do that, Jesse, you're not going to quit because I know you. You're not going to do that. You played out this entire game. You got taken to the end. Everybody says that you are going to go home. There's no way you're going to win. You're going to drink down those cups. You're going to vomit. You're going to feel like shit. But you're going to do it.
Correct. Now, here's the other thing. I was at the gym the other day, and I was like, I'm not going to quit. I'm not
Proud
going
of
to
you,
fucking stop, right? You know what I mean? I was like, oh, fuck this. I'm going to fucking put 175 on this fucking bitch. And I fucking thought, you know what? I'm going to fucking do this because I know what the result's going to be, and my fucking muscles are going to be bam.
Right.
An F-bomb one more time.
I know. Fuck is a big word tonight. This challenge just had me fucking crazy.
I get
and as I pulled myself up, I realized that my body cannot handle this much weight at this amount of time, and that shit came right down on me.
Yeah.
So like I'm saying, now would I naturally have quit? Like, oh hell no, I ain't drinking that? No. But what would have happened was I would have tried to drink as much as that as possible, and it would have been a Jay situation where I thought I drank a lot and it was just at the top.
Right. And then you would have done what everybody else did, and you would have been throwing up and kept going and throwing up and still drinking. The fact that we saw Jenna sitting in her nice ass hotel room or whatever that place was. She can't even have that like soup, and she can do this, but Jay can't.
Well, we don't know if she could actually do it.
She was like, I ain't gonna do it if you ain't gonna do it. Like, I'm not wasting my damn.
You think she just knew he was gonna quit, so she made it look like it was him?
Yeah, I do. Because she was like, because I'm not gonna drink this. Like, because a real champ for me would have been like, all right, I'm gonna chug this one. I'm gonna start the first flip.
Or yeah, would have done that. And also when TJ came over, she was like, well, it's up to you, whatever you want to do. If I were her, I would have been like, you fucking do this. You cheated on me.
Come on, Jay, you got this. Yeah. Like, I swallowed your fucking sperm before. Drink that shit.
You can swallow these eggs if I can swallow yours. Yeah, that's absolutely it.
I don't know why that's such a dirty mind of me, but I was just like...
Do you think fish eggs taste like sperm?
No. Nicolette, it's really on sushi. But what they were drinking is very different than the sushi situation.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I never want sushi no more.
I mean, after watching that, I can understand that, but...
Yeah, but honestly, we've seen them eat way worse than whatever this is. This looked disgusting.
The one with CT in that hole where they ran up to that cabin, was this last season? Where they ran up to that cabin, they had to eat that whole table worth of food?
Yeah.
It was Rivals.
Or even in competitions that aren't finals.
I would never eat a ball. I would not eat a bull ball. Y'all got me fucked up.
I would actually eat a bull ball. I've eaten a chicken heart before.
I
never thought I would eat a heart.
You would eat a ball sack.
I've eaten a heart. I would eat a ball before I drank a cup of fucking fish
I'm getting
sperm.
grossed out. We need to move on.
Jesse is
Khaleesi.
What does that mean?
Oh yeah, Game of Thrones reference.
Right.
Oh.
It's a good thing.
We need to move
Khaleesi's
on from this because I'm getting nauseous.
All right, so Teresa's face, nauseous like Teresa, because Teresa's face when she was drinking that
she started it like yeah, I'm a beer queen. Her face changed so fast.
Honey, this ain't beer. That's a different kind of yeast, boo.
Yeah, I know.
So Jenna was so over it. Teresa's sick after all the fish eggs, which I'm like, MTV, y'all the devils. Like, you be making these people drink hot ass fish sperm and then have to run how many kilometers.
Yeah.
Like, that's
here's my
dangerous.
Deal. Here's my thing.
Not Fear Factor.
Like, when I puke, I can't do anything. I don't understand how these people are running and puking. That's amazing. Like, when I puke, I'm like, oh God, I have to lie down. I can't.
Right.
Like, I cannot do that.
You get that cold sweat. You're like,
exactly.
I would have been finding like cold rocks to put my face on. Like
it must feel like, if you guys ever had food poisoning, that must feel like this. When I have food poisoning, you want to kill yourself. Like, you're not going to go up a mountain.
Yeah, no. And I surely wouldn't give, honestly, like, I hate to say this, but in that kind of a mode, like, I'm trying to think of like those nights where it's like you're throwing up, your face is on the toilet, like, just fucking like, I can't live anymore. Like, if someone's like, oh, you get $250,000 if you fucking run 5 miles, and I'd be like, okay, I'm okay with not having 50. I haven't had it. I haven't had it my whole life. I'm not gonna have it now. Like, sorry.
I would like to think I wouldn't be like that, but I know what you mean. Like, if you're literally puking, I would be like, I just can't. But here's the thing. When you have an unlimited amount of time, you could finish this in however long you take. I would have, if I was Jay and Jenna, I knew I was in last place. You're just going to go as slow as you damn please.
I would have waited for night so the eggs got cold, and then I would have just swallowed it down like that.
I would have eaten one at a fucking time. I would have literally taken one at a time.
The fish eggs, you can't. It was a drink.
I would have done scoops like Pooh Beared it.
All right, let's move on, please. I can't, for bro. I
would have done whatever. If I knew I was going to get last, just make it up there some way, somehow.
So poor Jay couldn't drink it. TJ tells Jay and Jenna to drink it.
Y'all suck.
Jay starts crying. Yeah, TJ, like, first of all, like, I need you to drink 5 glasses of that before you tell anybody that they suck.
TJ really is inserting his opinion.
I was waiting for you.
I don't like it.
It's bizarre.
Because my thing is I don't like someone who I haven't seen do any type of competition. Talking about other fucking people. TJ, or like shading the fuck out of them, like, this is a fucking disgrace. Like, no, you know what? Like, I wouldn't do those competitions, so I can boldly be like, I feel you, Jay.
Yeah.
And
like, would I have loved for Jay and Jenna to carry on? Of course, but I feel you.
Right, like,
because no one's out here drinking 7 glasses of fucking fish sperm.
All right, but at the same time, I kind of like it because he keeps it real for sure. Like, I love that I thought that he wasn't being really bitchy to them, and I thought he wasn't challenging them, and then we saw him one of those little little like 2-minute things they do in between commercials that he was like,
are you guys serious?
Because I think he's trying to give him tough love and like be motivational.
I mean, I guess, but TJ, you be wearing flip-flops, so.
Yeah, but I hear from a lot of the cast members that he actually does a lot of the challenges. Like when they're testing them before, he is really adventurous and likes to do them. So that would make me have more respect for him.
Okay, if I knew that, but I want to see that.
I don't think he's trying the fish eggs, but like climbing
MTV,
buildings.
put those video clips on your website. I want to see TJ do some challenge shit.
Me too.
So basically, Jay and Jenna, they're done. They call it quits. Jay thinks that he has mended a friendship with Jenna, and Jay's like, I fucking hate him.
Straight up, Jenna's like, I hate
Jenna,
it.
yeah.
I hate you.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, at least something's changed and we're good now. And she's like, no, I'll be honest, he sucks. I don't like him.
Yeah, it's okay, guys. Y'all did good though. Good job.
Yeah, but of course he thought it was mended. She didn't cheat on him.
Yeah,
I didn't
what
like
he was
that.
thinking. But you know, I love the fact that Jay was really pushing hard for them at the beginning, and then it just got to that fish thing, and it was like, oh, your brownie points just went down there.
Yeah, that's true. She was kind of
what it is. Like
there weren't that many hookups this season. I'm just randomly thinking about that because I remember.
Well, it's because it's exes, probably.
Right, that's true. But you were talking about, Jesse, how this is one of those things where you really, at the end, I mean, it could convince you to be like, oh, maybe we should get back together. And one of those things where it could really separate you. And
I think a lot of it was like, hell no, we can't get back together.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone that lost did not fuck with their partner. Okay?
Right, it was like, bitch, you a
only ones
you was a
that could
bitch in our
possibly be
relationship and a bitch in this fucking challenge.
It's like Jordan and Sarah. Only the winners would be
now
able to
she's
reconcile.
engaged.
But I'm saying if anybody could reconcile, whatever it's called,
reconcile.
Whatever,
Yeah,
it would be Jordan and Sarah or whoever won. Oh, we won. Let's be together. Oh, we won. We're best friends. Like
I'd be like, oh, we won. Let's pool our money and get a house and get married. And that's why I'm a crazy bitch and you don't want to do the challenge with me. I kid.
That's why you don't want to do Battle of the Exes with 3 with me. All right. So then they have to carry 5 rocks to the checkpoint. When they get to the checkpoint, they have to eat a fucking tube of fucking caviar paste, throw these rocks into a fucking I'm so sorry, you guys, for keep on saying this.
That would have been really frustrating.
Into a pond, a little puddle of water. No one could do it, so they had to keep going back down and getting rocks and eating tubes of fish paste.
Okay.
That's disgusting.
I know that I must be wrong because I saw their faces and they can't all be little wusses, but it's just the same thing as earlier this season when we saw them eat those frickin' French fries and the brownies and all of that. Caviar paste is a thing.
No, so the paste
fish
I could
eggs
do.
are a thing. Like, these are things that are really expensive and nice. So watching them just be like, we've watched people eat like pig testicles and shit.
But you have to understand, they just drank fish shit. So it's like, now they have to eat more fish shit.
That's
like,
true. And
I
fishy
would
things.
keep on puking. Like, and
as you're running with no food in your stomach,
too. And then it's even more
too.
frustrating that you have to throw rocks into a pond, let alone 5 rocks, all 5 rocks that you bring up there. Like, I'd have just sat there and been like, all right, I'm waiting my 30 minutes.
That's why I would never be your partner.
Yeah, that would really.
That's why I would
me.
never do a challenge. Correction.
No, I would have kept trying, and
Don't
it
come
would have
for
sucked.
Girl, bye. When we were watching
Boy,
the show, you were
bye.
like, you wouldn't believe in me.
Okay, yeah, like you wouldn't believe
Right,
in me,
stop
but would I
trying to talk
actually
yourself
really
out of
do
it.
it?
Bye,
No,
Felicia,
I
we're moving on
wouldn't.
to
Would I
this.
actually do it?
So
No.
Leroy and
Would you
Teresa
believe
catch
me?
up.
Yes.
I was dying at Leroy and Sarah throwing up. Jordan and Sarah, 30 minutes got expired. They get to move on. They didn't really show what happened to Teresa and Leroy.
We saw that they made one in the basket, but then I'm thinking that 30 minutes expired.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Like, this ain't beer pong, okay?
Right, but MTV was like,
you
y'all
have to
ready?
throw this
Because we
rock
meeting you at the
into a
dock.
Oh yeah, we didn't even
Right.
talk about them when you're eating the fish eggs. You're actually trying to flip a coaster on top of them.
Right.
Like,
Why
a
was-
coaster, like, this thing, they need to be flippy cup, the hell?
Yeah.
That's not even a drinking game, putting a coaster on a damn glass. That ain't never gonna work. Let's be real.
It is a drink.
Really? This, like, going...
Yeah, it's called
like-
Flip Cup.
I know, it's a cup.
Jesse, put your cup
You
here
don't-
for a second. I want to see.
Right, you
I want to
don't
see you
flip.
try. Nicolette, I'm
Like,
giving you 3
okay.
times. All right, let's see. 1. Okay, no. 2. Out
You
closer.
better get it, else you gotta
3.
drink the fish sperm.
Oh, drink it up. No, you only get 3.
Oh, Oh shit!
Okay,
You lost.
and
Now
we
you have
take
to
away
drink
the
fish
toys.
sperm.
Well, I'm just saying I got closer.
I got a cup. I got a
So,
cup at the
how do you
house.
feel now that you've got to take down all that sperm?
Honey, I ain't taking down no sperm.
Like a fucking
Bye.
champ. Oh my god, sorry.
But didn't you know spitters are quitters? Moving on.
Honey.
So they get to Slogan Mountain and they get the rest stop. At the rest stop, there's these little, like, I'm not going to call it a bed. It looked like an ottoman.
An ottoman. That was a...
Where they were like, you guys can sleep on the bed or you can stand in these fucking little, these little circle things.
Okay, but I have to say, I really, really loved what Sarah and Jordan did here. There was so much love between them. He, like, climbs on top of her. I'm not even talking about romantically. I'm just saying as friends.
It was cute.
It was really
like, it was
cute.
like, we're going to get through this no matter what it is. Hold each other, hug each other out. Not only that, but I was like, y'all need to be cuddling because it is cold.
Yeah, definitely.
Jordan's one arm was like, I was like, you better not freeze that arm off. Get gangrene, have to cut that one off too.
When it said 20, I was like freaking out for them. Then it says 10 degrees. Obviously, we're from the East Coast. We know what the fuck's up.
I've been at that bus stop at 7 degrees.
I remember when I was in high school, I couldn't get from my the parking lot to the school, which was like 100 yards, if it was 10 degrees outside, let alone spend an entire night outside. They were not in enough clothes.
No.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Like, if you have been puking all day, you ate disgusting shit, you've been riding these bikes, doing all of these things, you get to the top, you are freezing, you can't sleep, you gotta stand, and then you gotta go up a fucking mountain? Are you insane?
I would have been so damn tired, I would have fell asleep anywhere. I can only imagine.
I mean, I think that they were, because it was like the fact that they were like
Straight up,
getting
like,
up in the middle of the night and just kind of sleeping on each other's side,
they just wanted to
sleeping,
sleep
standing
anywhere.
up. It was
Right.
you just get your body naturally shuts down.
Of course, all I'm saying is this is tough.
Yeah.
Every time I watch
they gotta
these-
wake up and do that shit again. You got me effed up.
Right.
They woke up, they climb fucking
Mount Everest.
I loved how when TJ comes to see them and he's like, by the way, Jay and Jenna didn't make it. They're like,
right.
yeah, okay.
We all figured that.
Right, clearly.
They climb Mount Slogan, which again we were talking about it earlier. Just looked way too intense. It looked like National Geographic. Like
Straight up on the cover, high, the longest mountain of life.
Maybe it's because I haven't seen the
For real, okay?
I couldn't with
Places
that.
you shouldn't climb. Like,
seriously.
places only National Geographic takes
can
pictures
cover,
of.
okay? Like,
Maybe it's because it hasn't been on for a bit, but I honestly think that the top part of this mountain was the hardest thing I've ever seen. Like, I actually was nervous somebody would slip and die.
Yeah, when we saw that one scene of their
how
silhouettes.
steep it was, like...
They were going straight up. And you're rock climbing. You're not just using your legs. I don't understand how they did this.
Like, even that one, was it Rivals when they climbed that snowy
Oh,
mountain?
yeah, I mean, at least you could
Yeah.
just slide right down and you
Right,
just go
it
to
was.
the end of
It
the
seemed a
hill.
little like not as steep. This was
Right.
just like rocky, like someone could crack a head or something.
that one was like, it sucks because if I slip, then I slip and I have to start back.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like if I slip, I die. This was literally like, do not look down because if you miss this step, you're dying.
Hell no,
Felicia.
that's scary.
Really scary. I can't believe MTV let them do this.
Yeah.
There was no harness. I kept looking to be like, are they attached to a helicopter or something?
Because doesn't TJ usually come at the end?
Yeah. Oh,
With the
nobody
checks?
was getting up there.
Oh, right, he
They
was
had
like-
one cameraman. They're like, "You gonna stand here?" That cameraman was so pissed because he didn't get no cell phone service, so he
you
was
know
just sitting up
in
there
the
like.
helicopter, just
Man,
like...
she probably asked this kid for a Tamagotchi. He was just
Yeah.
sitting up there like. Dee-dee.
There was a lot of footage of them on just their helmets because nobody wants to get that. Are you still
So
laughing at your Tamagotchi?
I was, 'cause I
reference?
really
TJ's
could
like,
picture
I'll
some
see y'all
camera
at the bottom.
Right.
Like,
So Sarah and Jordan win. Congratulations, y'all.
good job.
About time
Everyone
she won.
had a feeling you was gonna win it. So.
Yeah, I'm really happy she did, but I love our boy Leroy.
Yeah, but I'm happy
You know
he
what?
got what he got.
Yeah.
Same.
Honestly, Sarah and Jordan deserved it. Like,
Yeah,
the,
I agree.
the game they played, the amount of effort and work that they put in, overall, they played a better game than Leroy. Now, in the next one, I think Leroy's going to go into this,
Really know what's that?
yeah, on a whole nother level.
And I have to say, I think it would have been pretty messed up if Teresa had won $125,000.
Yeah.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, like that would have been really intense.
I wouldn't have been mad if Leroy won if him and Teresa were partners from the beginning.
If him and Teresa were.
That would have been really, and this would have been an interesting show to see them together.
Absolutely. And I really wish we got to see Nia in this challenge, honestly, because she's been talking such a big game, and
let's see how you do with them fish eggs.
Absolutely.
She probably would have taken them down like a champ.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's not what I'd be worried about. It'd be the heights, because that seems to be where she had a problem in climbing this damn mountain. Talk about heights.
It would have been very interesting if they would have made it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we get the reunion. I only want to talk about 2 topics from that because we didn't really get to watch all of it. Sarah versus Bananas.
Yeah.
The challenge friend thing.
I mean, we already know how we feel about
Before we get to that, actually, one thing about Bananas that really irritates me. Did he say anything about this? His issue with Jay?
Yeah, I actually, we didn't get much time to talk about it on air, but I did ask him briefly about it off air. What Jesse's talking about right now is, if you didn't catch it, Mark Long and I interviewed Bananas earlier this week for AfterBuzz, and he's been getting a lot of slack from the Sarah thing, and I asked him, what's up with Jay? Do you guys just hate each other or whatever? And I just genuinely, and I'm sorry if I'm not supposed to say this, I genuinely just got the feeling that he didn't like him as a person. That he thought he was a quitter. I mean, Bananas obviously knew what happened here with Jay, and that's so not a Bananas play. That can't make sense with why he was mean earlier to him, but I just felt like he didn't think he had a place in here, and obviously the fact that he got chosen to go in, he was probably butthurt about that.
Right.
So,
I just feel like
but there was nothing specific that he said.
I just feel like he didn't have respect for Jay at all. He was just like, I'm a vet, you're a rookie, you shouldn't be here.
Right. And I agree with you, Jesse. I really don't like when veterans treat rookies poorly just because they're a veteran. I had a really big problem with that. I said, you were really, really mean to him in the dinner that you guys had. And he was just talking. He was like, because he had no reason to be talking. And I get that. I understand him being so pissed. And then this person who has nothing to do with it just like chiming in. And I snap too sometimes. But when you're on TV and you know all this stuff, you got to try to play it cool. Because it looked like he was just being a dick to Jay for no reason.
Like a little punk.
Yeah, this was a bad season for Bananas.
Yeah.
Bad PR season.
So something that he did say in the interview was that after Wes was gone, he feels like MTV needed a villain. So they were like, oh, great, we'll put Bananas in there. He can always be the villain. And that is true. Bananas has been the villain a lot.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe somebody else was doing a lot.
He creates his storyline.
Definitely.
Right. I mean, he definitely said what he wanted to say. So MTV didn't say none of those things.
MTV edits, though. But
he
gave them the tools to edit with. And he's been doing this long enough to call himself a vet to know how he's going to be edited.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he knows he's going to be on TV. Treating Jay like that, it was really mean, the things he was saying.
That's why it blows my mind that he's acting like such a baby, because it's like, you've done this long enough. Why are you mad at Sarah? Why are you really mad at Sarah? Like, it just blew my mind. Not blew my mind, but it was real shit when she was just like, it's a game show.
Yeah.
You know this is a game show.
Yeah.
It's a game show.
Let it go.
So whatever behind the scene things you thought were happening or whatever is happening, it's not that. We're playing for cameras. Clearly, you can't really tell me why you're mad.
Right.
Why can't you?
Well,
but that's your own reason for not being able to tell me why you're mad, because we're playing a game.
Again, it goes back to the fact, and who knows if he's saying this for sympathy, but I genuinely got the feeling that he felt like Sarah was a friend of his. So if that is the case, then I completely understand why he's hurt. But if that's not the case, then you're dead on. This is a game.
I kind of feel like he's probably playing that up so he
maybe
can really look like that. But
and he also knows that Sarah's kind of weak. I don't know.
Right.
It's weird. I do see both sides of it, but it's just kind of
like... And I feel like if Sarah
Johnny
really
knows better.
I feel like if Sarah was really his friend, she would be like, I know, I was your friend, but, you know... But she was like, nah, fuck it. Like, whatever, I won. Like, you know, like, I feel like if she was really... I know, Johnny, like, I was your friend. Like, I know I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. But she was like, fuck you.
Yeah, absolutely. She was. She said, I'm not going to apologize for this. And I do feel her for standing her ground like that, you know, if she had been all wishy-washy.
Right, she was like, I'm not explaining all of this.
Yeah, right. Which, fine. She won, and if that's how she wants to play it, then that's how she wants to play it. And she said this is her last challenge on Twitter, so if this is her last challenge,
deuces.
Girl, bye. Get your money and run. Bye.
So the last thing I want to talk about is Nani versus Teresa. Nani was drunk.
I felt like Teresa was drunk because that girl's face was
they all
sweaty.
were probably drunk, but Nani was more vocally like, I'm cool with this bitch. Like, all right, Nani.
I love when Nani
And
gets
Teresa
going.
was like had drunk face, like trying to like be proper, like.
Yeah, I know she was trying so hard because she got her hair up and that necklace on and shit.
That necklace, I was like, that necklace was choking her.
Yeah, although I kind of thought it was cool, I gotta say.
It was cool, but it's one of those things that you wear just because it looks cool, but it's very uncomfortable.
Yeah, here's the deal. We met all of these people. To us, both Nani and Teresa were very nice.
Very
so
sweet.
I will say both of them were really sweet girls. So it's hard to say bad things about them. But from the show, just watching the show, I think that Nani genuinely cared about Teresa, wants her to be her friend, just wants Teresa to say, I'm sorry for putting you on blast in front of everybody. And Teresa gives, as she said, 0 fucks about Nani. She just doesn't care and want her as a friend. So that makes me kind of feel bad for Nani. That makes me feel a little sad for her. She really is trying here. And Teresa's like, I don't care about you, honey. And I feel, Teresa, if you don't care about somebody, you don't care. You can't convince somebody to care.
Yeah, I agree with you. I see both sides of this. However, again, it just gets to the point of Nani did her shit to Teresa, and Teresa did her shit to Nani. Whatever they both feel that they did, both of them feel that the other one did something to make them feel some sort of way.
And they have really strong personalities, so it's always going to clash.
Right. So at the end of the day, I fuck with Nani because I do believe when Nani says, look, we did what we did on the TV show. It's over now. I'm cool with being like, girl, can we just squash it?
Right.
And I'll move to the right, you move to the left, and we keep it pushing. I do believe Nani is like that, in which she could say, okay, we did this A-B. Where Teresa's kind of like really holding her ground. It's like, girl, like it's not that
Watch
serious.
There Be Arrivals too.
Right.
But that's, you know what I mean?
That's true. And also, I like that they address that she's a girl's girl. And truthfully, and I don't know if this says something about me, but I don't mean it to, who gives a shit who she's sleeping with? As long as it's not like...
affecting the game.
Yeah, Teresa, as long as it's not your boyfriend, why do you care if Nani's sleeping with whoever?
Because Teresa, you've dipped your in the box
who
too.
cares? Who cares? I don't think that it matters, and I definitely don't think you should announce it on national television that she's a big slut. It's just kind of wrong in my opinion. So that makes me hurt for her, and I really feel like at the end, no matter what happened, Nani was still like, I'll be your friend, and Teresa just didn't feel the same
my
way.
thing is this though, when someone hates somebody and then they try to get someone else on their team, and like when she was like being like, I had no problems with Naya, like Naya wasn't only mad at me because of what Teresa was saying, and then I respect Naya for at least being like, no, Teresa had her issues.
Yeah, because she could have blamed it on Teresa and been like,
but
yeah.
I had my own.
Yeah.
That was cool of Naya to be like, okay. And it was also
I
cool of
agree.
Naya, as much as she hated Sarah and whatever and called her the bag of potatoes, when Sarah said, look, or what was the camp counselor thing that she had kind of said?
Well, that was Leroy said, this is why we love you, being
Yeah,
camp
but what
counselor
was it
Sarah.
that Sarah said?
Oh, Sarah
Everybody
said
just be
at the end of the day.
irritated.
Oh,
Like
misguided.
everybody wants to get their real food, their real meals, like everything. Like
They
people
miss
just
their
take it out
parents.
on everybody.
Right, misguided anger.
Right.
I was proud to at least see Naya, even though we didn't see kind of a reconciliation between Naya and Sarah. I was happy to see Naya acknowledge that made me think, okay, Naya, you are a little sane.
Yeah, that's true. But then the second Sarah opened her mouth at the top of it, and she was like, whatever she said, Naya's like, how long did you rehearse that for? I was like, Naya, chill, girl. You already got kicked off the show. Like,
But she's also keeping it real. 'Cause,
That's true.
Sarah did probably have that rehearsed. Like,
that was really true. And it kind of was funny.
But I love Sarah because you're not that type of girl, and I appreciate that you're not that type of girl.
yeah, absolutely.
To be catty and all that. But at the end of the day, Jordan and Sarah won.
Woo.
Congratulations, guys.
And
I called
congrats, and congrats to Leroy and Teresa
And Leroy and Teresa as well.
for second place.
Great season.
Yeah, it was a really good season. Very entertaining. I loved it.
I'm going to miss you guys.
I'm going to miss you too. Yeah, because I'm never going to see you again. Right? Well, on that note, we want to thank you guys for tuning in all season long. Make sure you guys hit us up at AfterBuzz TV on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You guys can tweet me at DJ Jesse J.
At Sensei Don't Play.
You can find me at Roxy Striar.
Until next season, same time, same place.
Peace.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AFTERBUZZ TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AFTERBUZZ TV or its owners or principals.